How's it going, gamers? My name is Dan and welcome back to the Games Room. In today's video, I'm going to explore with you the feasibility of streaming your favourite video games on Twitch with lower upload speeds, as well as challenge the skepticism of fans of Twitch who have an interest in streaming but believe they couldn't. Let's get underway. Over the past 6 weeks, I circulated a Twitch questionnaire around my social circle of broadcasters and fans alike, which generated a small sample of both quantitative and qualitative data for use in this video. The questionnaire was split into 2 parts. Each user would fill out their username and country, and then respond to whether or not they are a Twitch broadcaster, the result of this question determining whether they fill out the broadcaster questionnaire or the non-broadcaster questionnaire. In the broadcaster questionnaire, I asked a number of technical questions relating to their upload speed, stream resolution, frames per second, the max bitrate in which they stream, as well as what percentage of frames are dropped while streaming. After that, I also asked for a personal response, as well as the viewer's general response to their setup. I asked these kinds of questions to get a better understanding of each setup, as collecting qualitative data around each setup is important to understand how they feel about their setup. In order to properly establish whether or not these settings were stable, I asked the broadcasters to estimate the percentage of dropped frames while streaming. The responses I got back from the 33 different broadcasters showed a wide range of upload speeds from 0.33 up to a peak of 86 megabits per second. Out of these 33 submissions, 14 of these submissions came from broadcasters who have an upload speed of 1 megabit per second or less. It is these broadcasters that for the sake of this video, I'll be focusing my attention on. Of the 14 broadcasters with an upload speed less than 1 megabit per second, these broadcasters have collectively streamed an average of 1 year and 2 months between them, with the newest broadcaster logging 4 months of activity and the highest logging 36 months or 3 years of broadcasting activity. The lowest upload speed was logged by Decked Spring 67, an English-speaking Italian broadcaster in the Crash Bandicoot speedrunning community. Decked streams in 240p at 23 frames per second, with a maximum bitrate of 250 kilobits per second, and generally drops an average of around 2% of these frames while streaming. Decked has commented that it does the job for low motion video feeds, but not so well on high motion games. Especially with the game encoding at such a low resolution and frames per second, it is important that if you wish to stream on such a connection that you only attempt games with a lower field of motion. Decked is a broadcaster of PlayStation 1 games from the 1990s, which works to his benefit as they don't look too bad considering his upload speed. The most affected portion of his broadcast is in the speedrunning split timer, which looks rather pixelated on screen. If you want to check out Decked or any other broadcaster's channel I mentioned in this video, find their links in the description below. While I don't believe the success of a broadcast is measured in follower counts, I decided to account for channel followers in my survey in order to gauge the level of success that the broadcasters are having in their broadcasting. The average follower count across all 14 channels is at a strong 791 followers at the time of this recording. The lowest recorded following was 11 followers, and the highest following was 4,904, and was set by Kira Lee, my good friend and broadcasting partner at 64 bytes. The interesting thing about Kira's submission is that she had the 4th lowest upload speed out of the 33 broadcaster submissions, as well as the 2nd highest follower count overall in the survey, which included submissions by 2 Twitch broadcasting partners. Kira broadcasts with an upload speed of 0.60 megabits per second from her suburban home. She streams in 480p at 30 frames per second at a max bitrate of 400, which yields a stream with typically no drop frames. On her setup, Kira says, "It does the job. It handles most games relatively well without frame or visual issues." I believe that it is possible to stream on almost any stable internet connection above 0.3 megabits per second, but I would not recommend it for broadcasters with an upload speed lower than 0.6 megabits per second. Broadcasters with low internet connections must be aware of the limitations of streaming with their upload speeds, and realize that their stream will be affected by the types of games they play and what is captured on screen. For example, a broadcaster with a lower upload speed should not stream online games unless they lower the quality of the stream. This is because the bandwidth that is going into connecting to the game is taking away from the bandwidth used to make your stream watchable. One broadcaster who understands this concept is Emma XE Games. With an upload speed of 0.8 megabits per second, the 5th lowest on the survey, Emma streams in 480p at 30 frames per second with a max bitrate of 620 for single player games. Though she doesn't often stream multiplayer games, she knows that she can if she lowers her resolution to 360p and her bitrate to 580, providing enough bandwidth to play online games. Both Emma and Kira have a very minimalized broadcast layout, which is made up of a game screen, a webcam, and in Emma's case, one text box. While broadcasters with a higher upload speed can use more elaborate layouts on screen, adding extra elements to the stream requires more bandwidth and can lower the quality of your broadcasts. So ensure that if you have a lower internet connection that you minimize on-screen elements in order to achieve the best visual output. As a broadcaster, it is important to know the limits of your own network connection and screen layout. The biggest problem with streaming is not your upload speed in which you stream, but instead the stability of your network. Network stability is important for keeping your stream online, and without that stability, broadcasting is going to be extremely difficult. In the non-broadcaster questionnaire of my survey, I asked users about their current upload speed, whether they thought it was good enough to stream on Twitch, and asked them what they thought was their biggest limitation for streaming, whether it came down to technical or time restraints, or simply whether they believe their upload speed isn't good enough to broadcast on Twitch. Of the 15 non-broadcasters who contributed to the survey, all but one of the 15 met the 0.6 megabits per second or over upload speed recommendation, the last one stating that they currently have no internet at all. If I remove the user with no internet from the equation, 5 of the 14 remaining users range within that 0.6 to 1 megabit per second upload range, and only one of them believed they had an upload speed decent enough for streaming, which is entirely not the case. In fact, I recorded 4 negative responses to the exact same question from users with 1.99 megabits per second, as far up to 4.5 megabits per second upload speed, which is more than substantial in today's broadcasting scene. A number of these non-broadcasters believed they could not stream on Twitch because they couldn't achieve the high definition quality they believed they needed. A recent global study by Akamai discovered that the global average internet speed is 5.0 megabits per second, and that's for download speed, not upload. Broadcasters who stream in such high broadcasting quality will find that a large number of viewers are unable to watch their streams due to excessive buffering, which is limited by their download speeds. While there is a high number of users on Twitch who can support a high definition stream, it is important to remember that these users represent a small percentage of global internet users, and that there are always viewers who are looking for streams that they can watch without excessive buffering. 2 other limitations a number of users listed in the non-broadcaster questionnaire included not being interesting enough and fear of judgment from the community. I wanted to personally address this as someone who originally thought the same thing 3 years ago. Honestly gamers, give it a go. Streaming on Twitch is not about sitting there talking to yourself for hours on end. It can be as simple as just playing video games, offering light commentary, and talking with like-minded viewers in your chat. It is from doing this regularly that you can build a community around your broadcast. A friendly atmosphere where viewers can hang out and chill with their favorite broadcaster, which could be you. Sure, you get the occasional troll, but you can simply time those users out and continue on with the stream. Don't dwell on them gamers, it's the attention they crave. As someone who has broadcast on Twitch since 2012, on until recently an upload speed of 0.67, I believe that streaming on Twitch is entirely possible for almost anyone with a stable internet connection. If you remember to take into account the level of motion in the game, bandwidth for online games, network stability, and minimalizing your on-screen elements, you have the tools to make a Twitch broadcast work for you. I'd like to personally thank everyone who contributed to my survey, and would like to remind you to check out the Twitch channels I spoke about in this video. Their links are available in the description below. I hope this has been enlightening for those of you interested in streaming with lower upload speeds. If this has helped you, be sure to let me know in the comments below. I'll be making more Twitch tutorial videos again on my channel soon, so if you have any interest in setting up your own broadcast, be sure to check out my OBS tutorial, as well as be sure to subscribe for more in the future. Until next time gamers, my name is Dan, and thanks for watching.